Good morning, children. Today we are going to start the second part of familiarization with algorithm. This is the unit A of our tier 3 syllabus. This is for class 7. The subject is computers. I'm Sibasis Sandilya and I welcome you to today's class. So today we are going to concentrate on how to develop algorithms. To write an algorithm, first we have to recognize the steps involved in the work. Then the steps has to be ordered in the correct sequence. Let us start with an example. We are going to discuss a lot of examples today. The first one is an algorithm to add up two numbers. The first step will be enter the values of A and B. Now we are taking two variables A and B and we are going to assign numerical values to those two variables A and B. So the first step will be entering the values of A and B. The second step will be taking another variable sum SUM and assigning the value of A plus B into the new variable sum. The third step will be to print the value stored in the variable sum. And step 4 will be stop the program. So this is how we are going to add two numbers. Let us discuss another example. An algorithm to multiply two numbers. In the same way, first step will be enter the values of A and B. Step 2 will be assign a new variable product PRODUCT equal to A multiplied by B. Then print the value stored in the new variable product. So print product and the fourth step will be stop. Let us discuss another example. How to divide two numbers. The first step of the algorithm will be enter the values of A and B, then division equal to A by B. Then we will print division, that means the value stored in the variable division, and then stop the program. Another example, an algorithm to find the average of two numbers. First of all, again we are going to enter the values of A and B. A and B are variables. Sum is a variable, average is a variable. So first of all we are going to assign values to the variables A and B. Then we will assign the value of A plus B to the variable sum. So SUM equal to A plus B. Then we are going to assign the value of sum by 2, that means sum divided by 2 into the variable average. So average equal to sum by 2. Then we are going to print the value stored in the variable average. So the fourth step will be print average. And then the fifth step, as usual, stop the program. Let us move on and consider another example. Example 5. Find the sum of marks scored by a student in 10 different subjects. Now, here we are going to consider a new variable called the counter. Now the counter means whenever a new line of program is run, then the counter shifts from one place to the other. That means, let us discuss the example, then you will understand. Step 1. Let total equal to 0 and counter equal to 0. Now input marks. Let us consider that the first subject's mark is entered. Then input M is for marks, okay. So the new total will become the old total plus M. That means the number you have just entered. That means the old total was 0. So 0 plus the first marks that you have entered will be stored in the variable total. So the value of the variable total will shift from 0 to the new marks. Then the next step will be increase the counter, that means C, by 1. That means the original value of C was 0. Now the C's value will be 0 plus 1, that is 1. Now if C, that means the counter, is less than or equal to 9, then we are going to step 2. Okay, so if C is 1, that means we are going to step 2. If C is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 and 9, then we are again moving back to step 2. Now let us say, now the C is 1, we are going back to step 2. Again enter the second subject mark. Then the new total will be the old total plus new M. Again increase C by 1, that means 1 plus 1 equal to 2. The value of C will be 2 now. Then again come to step 5. C is again less than equal to 9. Then again we are going to step 2. Like that, when C is equal to 9, again we are going to step 2. Input marks, total marks will be the old total plus new marks. Increase C by 1. Now the C is 9 plus 1, 10. So the first condition in point number 5 doesn't satisfy. That means C is not smaller than or equal to 9. So what is written below C? If C is smaller than equal to 9, then go to step 2. Else, that means if C is not smaller than or equal to 9, go to step 6. Now C is greater than 9, that means C is 10 now. So we are going to step 6. So now we are going to print the total and then stop the program. Let us move on and consider another example. Example 6. Input a mark, print fail if it is less than 50, otherwise print pass. So whatever marks you are entering, the program will print fail or pass depending on the condition that the mark is less than 50 or equal or greater than 50. So the algorithm will be, first step is input M for marks. If M is greater than 50, then print pass, otherwise print fail. And step 3 is stop the program. So from these examples, you might have understood that writing an algorithm is very easy once you understand what the question is asking you to do precisely. Let us consider the 7th example. Find the total amount paid for 10 items. Enter the quantity Q and the unit price P for every item bought, output being the amount due as total. So first of all, again we will have, there are 10 items, we have to individually enter the price, so there will be a counter C. So let the total be 0, counter be C, input unit price P, input the quantity Q. So total is equal to total plus P into Q. Why? See, let us say the first item that you bought was pen. Okay, and you bought 3 pens. So the price of 1 pen is rupees 5. So input the unit price P, step 2, you will enter there rupees 5. Input the quantity, you will type 3, that means 3 pens you have bought. So the new total will be the old total, that is 0, plus P into Q, that means 3 into 5, so 15 rupees you have spent on the first item. Then you increase the counter by 1. Then you go to the next item. In the same way, you will repeat it until and unless, go to step 6. If C is smaller than 10, then we are going back to step 2. Once C is equal to 10, we are going to step 7. And the step 7 is print total, and then step 8 is stop. So let us go to the question and answer part. The first question in the last part of the chapter is, Write the algorithm to find the average score of a student by taking into account his marks in 3 subjects, namely English, Maths and Computers. Now see, there are many ways you can write an algorithm of the same thing. We have learned this in our previous video, that to solve the same problem we can go through different pathways. That means we can write different algorithms to solve the same problem. So what I would like you to do is try to write your own algorithm. First of all, divide the lines that are given to write down the answer into 2 parts, like you have written the difference answers, na? Differentiate between this and this. You draw a line in the middle, vertical line in the middle. In one side you write the algorithm that you think is correct. After that I will show you the answer. Write the correct answer on the other side and compare if both the algorithm are solving the same problem or not. Pause the video, take your time and unpause the video when you are ready to see the answer. So this is the answer that I have given you. Step 1, input E, M and C. E is for English mark, M for Maths marks and C for Computers mark. And step 2 will be sum is equal to E plus M plus C and average will be sum by 3. After that we will print average and then stop the program. Now this is the second question that is given in your book. Enter the marks obtained by Dhruv and Varsha. Write an algorithm to print the name of the student who scored more marks. Same thing, divide the lines into 2 parts, a vertical line draw at the middle. On one side write down your own algorithm, on the other side I will give you the answer, you will write down that answer. Pause the video for as much long as you need. Write down the answer. So the answer that I am giving you is, the first step, input A and B. A is the mark of Dhruv and B is the mark of Varsha. If A is bigger than B, then print Dhruv, otherwise print Varsha. Then stop the program. Okay, this brings us to the end of today's class and this brings us to the end of this unit also. So I hope everyone understood everything properly. In our next class we are going to start unit B. At this point let me remind you once again, revise again and again. These algorithm things, the programming language things, these things are actually new to you. So don't waste time, revise again and again. You know my phone number, you know my WhatsApp number. Whenever you have any doubts, try contacting me. I prefer calls, okay? Because in WhatsApp what happens, sometimes I don't get the time to see WhatsApp messages, but if you call, you have a greater chance to contact with me. So you know my phone number, please contact me, call me whenever you have any doubt. With this note, I'm Sivasis Sandilya signing out. Hope everyone enjoyed the video, hope everyone understood everything properly. Thank you everyone.